Hello, welcome to PukaTech. Please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell. Today in this video, I will show you how to create a basic rock, paper, scissors game in Python. I will create two games. The first one will be a rock, paper, scissors game that a person can play against another player. And the second one will be a game that a person can play against a computer. I will be using VS Code. Okay, let's create a folder for this game. Click on open folder. Then I will be saving this game under documents. And to create a folder, right click and click on new, then folder. I will just name it as RPS and select folder. Okay, and give it a moment. Click on I trust the authors. Okay, so let's create a file for the game, player versus player. Click here and you can name it whatever you want, but I will name it player versus player.py. Okay, first what I will copy and paste the rules that we have to accomplish. Okay, the first one that we have to do is we have to ask the user to give us an input. So, and that input will be the first player's name and second player's name, and we can create a variable. So player 1 name equals, and I will start with string. So the input does not accept anything except a string. Then inside the parentheses, I will type input parentheses what is your name, column and space, and I will just copy this line for player 2 equals, and the same thing. Okay, and we have to test the first part, so print player. Okay, and let's copy and paste to see if it is working. Okay, we will run this by clicking the play button on the top right. Okay, and it is asking us, as you can see here, what's your name? So I will go with Puka, and the second player will be Tech. Oh, I forgot to edit this to player 2. Let's run it again to make sure everything is running as it should be. Puka, Tech. Okay, now you can see player 1 entered Puka, player 2 entered Tech. Okay, close this. The second requirement that we have to fulfill is we have to take both players' choice, like rock, paper, or scissors. Okay, so I will just copy this because it will be the same input. So, but the variable names need to change to player 1 choice, and I will change that later. Okay, and player 2 choice, because if you cannot use the same variable name. Okay, and let's ask them choose 1 rock, paper, scissors, scissor. Okay, copy this. Okay, copy space, and you know what, let's test it out and see if it is working. Player 1 choice, we are printing it out. Okay, player 2 choice, since we already know that player name is working, I will delete that and click on the run, and it is asking us the name. Okay, PukaTech, rock, paper. Okay, and now you can see it is accepting. There was no error with the second input for the choices. Okay, close. The third thing that we have to do is set up a logic. So conditions. If player 1 chooses rock and player 2 chooses paper, who will win? So we have to implement that in this code. Okay, and we can use if-else condition. If, so the logic one says check if both choices are the same, and to test if two things are the same, you can use two equal signs, and that will compare them. Okay, in Python at least. Okay, player, and what we are comparing is the choices, not their names. Okay, choice. Let's see. Player 1 choice equals player 2 choice. So if they both pick rock, then we will say it is a tie. Print, it is a tie. Okay, and logic 2, we will do two logics and test it out. Okay, logic 2, we have to check if player 1 chooses rock and compare it with if player 2 chooses scissors. Then player 1 wins if that happens. But if player 2 chooses paper, then player 2 wins because player 1 chose rock. Okay, let's do this. And we cannot use if again because it will not work with all conditions will not work with each other if you use if for each logic. So instead we will use else if. Okay, else if player, it is the same, but it is saying like if the condition above did not work, then go to the second condition and run this. Okay, if player 1 choice equals rock, oh, I forgot one thing. We have to make sure the choice input are lowercase, and you can just lowercase it by adding at the end of the parenthesis dot lower, and that will make it that lower parenthesis that will make the choices lower even if the players choose uppercase or capital. Okay, because if they choose uppercase and we did not give this, then it will break, the conditions will break. Okay, let's get going. If player 1 choice equals rock, what do we want to do? And so in here it is not if player 1 chooses rock, do something. It is like comparing both, like what both players chose first. Okay, and we have to add another if inside this else if, and we will say if player 2 choice equals, so if player 2 chooses scissors, let's take that scissors, then we have to print out player 1 wins. Okay, and we will do, no, I forgot the columns, and we will do print parentheses and quotation mark, player 1 wins, right? Yes. Okay, so we have to choose there is a way to format that you can add name and string in the same parentheses without using the plus sign. I think it is this one. Let's do, yes, player 1 wins. And why am I getting this error? Okay, player 1 wins. And this is for this. So this was this condition. Let's put this comment above, and I'm gonna get rid of the spaces. Then under this comment I will do else if. So in here this comment says player 1 Joe's rack, compare it with if player 2 chooses Scissors, then player 1 wins. That's what this condition does, like runs. This comment says player 1 Joe's rock. So now compare it with if player 2 chooses paper, then player 2 wins. So we will do player 2 choice equals paper, then player 2 wins. Okay, and we will do print parentheses quotation mark. So F will format, and we can have strings and variables without using the plus sign. So player 2 name wins. And I just figured out that I made a mistake in here. It's not player 1 choice, it is player 1 name. Okay, and let's test it. Okay, what's your name? Puka. And the second player will be Tech. And let me choose rock, and I will let the second player choose paper. You see, Tech wins. And this was printed out because of this logic 2, this else if statement printed out. Player 2 Joe's paper. Okay, let's run to test this condition. Okay, let's run it again. What's your name? Puka. And Tech will be the second player. Okay, now let's choose rock for player 1 and Scissors, and I will show you that lower function and how it works. Scissor, you see, what is going on? Clear will clear this command line, so let's clear it out. And you can hit here, or you on your keyboard the up arrow. If you do that, like click on your up arrow, it will give you the commands that are run before. So click, and let's redo it. This Puka, Tech, rock, Scissors. Oh, okay. It's not working with Scissor because in here in the condition I said Scissors, and that's my mistake. Okay, that's why it is printing out that. Okay, I'm gonna run it one more time. Puka, Tech, rock, paper, no, rock, Puka wins. You see, And these are printed out because in here, when we first tested to print out player choices, that's why you are seeing rock and scissors, but I will get rid of them so we don't need to test the choices anymore. Okay, so let's finish the other conditions. Logic 3, we have to implement if player 1 chooses scissors and player 2 chooses paper, then player 1 wins. If player 2 chooses scissors, then player 2 wins. Okay, and how do we implement that? And so we will use else if parentheses player 1 choice equals scissors if player 1 chooses scissors, then and player 2. So how to check it? Nested if condition. Okay, if player 2 chooses paper, I think. Let me check it again. Paper, yep. Paper. Then we say, let me do this. Print, parentheses, quotation mark, quotation mark, player, yes. So F format has to be outside the quotation mark. F, then curly braces, and we say player 1 wins, space, wins. And this is better. Let me show you the other way that we could have done this without F. You could have done it like this. So we will do player 1 name plus space wins. This was the old way to do it, but Python has a way to format, a way to have both the variable and the string in the same quotation mark, and that's what I will go with. Okay, and we have to test the other condition, and that if condition was for this comment. Okay, let me erase this. No, let's come here under this. So this comment says player 1 chose scissors, right? And what happens if player 2 chooses rock? What happens is player 2 wins. Okay, and we do else if parentheses player 2 choice equals no space equals if player 2 chooses rock, then player 2 wins. We do print parentheses quotation mark and before the quotation F curly braces, and in the middle of the curly braces type player 2 name and space wins. Okay, so the last logic that we have to implement, if players enter something different other than rock, paper, and scissors, then print out something went wrong. So if they don't enter 4 choices, if they don't enter rock, paper, or scissors, then we will print out something went wrong. Okay, and we can do that with else print parentheses quotation mark something went wrong, and the game stops. Another way that we can make this game more useful and run it every time after a user enters something, or we can use while loops. But I did not want this project to be complicated. I want to be basic for beginners, and I think that's all. So let's run this game and test if it works. Okay, what's your name? PukaTech. Okay, I will choose rock. For player 2, I will choose paper, and player 2 wins. Okay, I will click up arrow and enter the name PukaTech. For player 1, I will choose paper, and for player 2, I will choose Scissor. Oh, I typed Scissor twice, and that's why it failed. So clear the terminal by typing clear and hold the up arrow once, then twice, hit enter, and type, let's use the real name, John for player 1, and Tom for player 2. So John picks scissors, and Tom chooses paper. Wait, I think I missed something. Oh, okay, again, I made the same mistake. I add S at the end of Caesar, and the condition was like, I don't even know what you're typing here. Okay, clear the terminal, up arrow, and hit enter. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just click this button, the play button, top right, and it will do the same. Now let's run again, and let's choose John and Tom. Okay, Caesar. Rock. No, I want player 2 to win. Play paper. Okay, so where did I make the mistake? So John chose Caesar, and Tom chose paper. So Caesar. Oh, okay. Caesar. Then player 1 wins. Yep, it is correct. It is correct. It is correct. Caesar cuts paper. Yep. Okay, I want Tom to win, so let's do paper. And for no, oh wait. John, Tom, paper for John, and Caesar for Tom. Okay, so I think I did not add that lower in the correct position, so I will take both of them, and inside here, this is where it should be, because if we put outside the parentheses of the string, it does not work, but it has to be at the end of the input parenthesis, this parenthesis, it has to be here. Okay, and clear. Run it again. PukaTech, Scissor, and for player 2, rock. You see, player 2 won. Okay, that's it for this video. I will be uploading another video that a player can play against a computer. Okay, thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much. Bye.